Welcome to the BMA Academy. I'm your host, Garrett.
I'm your co-host, Aiden, and this is a Magic the Gathering podcast.
For our pilot episode, thought we would talk about our favorite commander decks we've ever played.
I've built a lot of commander decks in my life, like a lot. Especially since I got really into Commander my freshman year of high school. But like, my top three are easily the Locust God, Joda Archmage Eternal, and Kess Dissonant Mage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are all my playstyle. They all either want to draw cards or play stuff for free or cheap mana cost. That's like my favorite thing to do ever.
Why can't you pick one? Why are they all three?
Well, because Kess is my favorite CDH deck. And CDH and normal Commander are like two different formats almost. And they have to be treated differently. Because like a casual Kess deck and a CDH Kess deck are gonna play differently. They're gonna do different things. They're gonna have they're gonna have like all the cantrips and stuff. But like a casual Kess deck isn't gonna have like Necropotence in it. That's just not gonna happen. Because like a casual Kess deck doesn't need that. Because they're not trying to go off as fast as possible. And then Joda was my first good commander deck like ever. Like Nahab the Worthy was my first actual commander deck. Deck was hot garbage. And Joda was my first one that was actually like winning games. And Locust God just was the first deck that pissed the friend group off.
Yeah.
And that's always fun.
Yeah, no. I remember my very first time playing against Locust God. I remember this vividly because we were playing Time Warp in the back.
Yeah.
And I still didn't have a play. I still didn't have a play mat. The only deck that I had was Niv Mizzet, and it was at the stage where it was still just a pile of garbage, just cards put together.
It just happened to be a pile of red and blue cards.
Yeah, it just happened to be a pile of red and blue cards that made some semblance of sense. It had enough counter spells to get me through the game. Yeah, but no, I remember this vividly because you were sitting across from me, and I was sitting by, I think, Tim.
Yeah.
And you played Skull Clamp, and then you were just like, oh, by the way, I win the game.
Oh, yes. I forgot. That was my first ever infinite combo.
Yeah.
Of Altar, Skull Clamp, Ashnod's Altar.
And then Skull Clamp.
Skull Clamp and Locust God. You just go, brrr, I'm going to draw my deck, brrr.
I'm going to draw my deck and also make infinite 1/1s.
Yeah. See, the reason I love Locust God so much is that he solves the problem with like Storm cantripy decks. Because like the problem with Kess is that if there's like a creature focused CDH deck like Selvala or Yisan, someone's actually going to be swinging at you. You're weak because you don't play creatures.
Yeah.
Locust God says, hey, opt now reads have a 1/1 flying haste.
Yeah.
Like it wheels make 7 1/1s. Biden of Thassa says make more creatures when you hit people. Like it just solves the key issue. So you can have less utility creatures because all of your cantrips and wheels make creatures.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yep.
And so stupid. And then also, you usually don't pay commander tax.
Oh, yeah.
Because all of the dead gods from Out of Station have the dumb clause of if they die, they go back to your hand of the end step. You just go play it for free. Yep. Not for free, but you play it without commander tax.
Yep.
I said for free because on Locust God you go, I have Phyrexian Altar out and the 6 insects I made from when I wheeled last turn and play them again.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna wheel again.
And then get them back.
So it's like I basically played it for free.
Yeah. No, Locust God was a doozy. I remember playing against Joda when I don't think I ever played against Joda, actually. I think when...
Yeah, Joda was before you played Magic, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, I would go... this was like when we would play at the lunch table.
Yeah.
And everybody would have their... That's when Luke still had...
Rashmi.
Yeah, it's when Luke still had Rashmi. And... Like, I remember you being like, oh, Desolation Twit for 5 mana.
Yeah, and we thought that was good. We thought Desolation Torn was this broken, busted card.
Because you got 2 10/10s for 10 mana.
We're like, whoa, That's crazy. Now that card's like mediocre at best.
Especially if you pay 10 mana for it. That's just...
See, the greatest thing in Joda ever is you get like a rock on like turn 1 or turn 2, and then you can play them on turn 3, right? And then you get turn 4, and you drop Omniscience, and you play Conflux. Like, I shit you not. I'm gonna argue that maybe besides like Kenrith decks, Joda is the only deck where Conflux is a viable card that you can run and not be laughed at. Do you know what Conflux is?
I don't believe I do.
It's an 8 mana tutor. It's 3 and then white, blue, black, red, green. You search your library for a white card, a blue card, a black card, a green card, and a red card. And you reveal them and put them in your hand.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, but the issue is that it's 8 mana. Like,
Yeah.
that's your turn. And people go, scary, because you have to reveal them.
Yeah.
Because like they couldn't make it 8 mana like tutor for 5 cards because you could be like writ. You could be like right because on the CH you could be like writ fast mana. Play this, go get 3 free counter spells on Thassa's Oracle and Demonic Consultation, and like then that would suck.
Yeah.
Because that card's fun. Don't get me wrong, that card is fun to play. Because you can grab multicolored cards.
Yep.
And that's hilarious. Because remember, the first like air quote broken thing that I thought I was doing was Omniscience Conflux, and as my red card getting Urabrask, white card Zetalpa, blue card Corrupted Conscience, the black card didn't matter, so I usually just grabbed like Shieldred,
Yeah.
or like Ingaruk's Wake,
Yeah.
or like Plague Wind, one of the two, one of those 3, and then I'll grab Corrupted Conscience as my blue card. So you'd play Zetalpa. You would then play Urabrask. Now Zetalpa has like every keyword to ever exist on the planet because the only one it was missing was like haste, I think. And then you play Titanic Ultimatum as your green card, which gives it +5/+5 and keywords that already have. No, it gives it lifelink too now.
Yeah.
So now it's like a 9/13 with double strike, and then you put Corrupted Conscience on it as your blue card, and then you one-shot somebody. And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because now Zetalpa is 9/13, double strike, flying, trample, indestructible, haste, infect.
Yeah.
And it was turn 4, so you're like, Path to Exile isn't a card that exists, so scoop.
Yeah. Yeah. Path to Exile.
But what about you? Like, what are some of your favorite decks?
Oh my lord. I really love Muldrotha the Gravetide. And it's because it's so versatile. Like you don't have to stick to one playstyle with Muldrotha. If you get bored with your Muldrotha deck, you just take what's in it and then put new permanents in it. So I remember when we still used Untap.
Yeah.
I was playing my friend Torsten, and he had made a Sliver Overlord deck.
Nice.
And I was playing my Muldrotha deck that was, I wouldn't say it was good, but I would say it was optimized.
It wasn't complete pile of garbage.
Yeah, no, it was a good deck. It was a good deck for our play group at the time.
Yes.
But Torsten had gotten his Sliver Overlord deck off of a CEDH website, which I don't think
that doesn't make sense.
Or he said he did. Is what?
Okay. I'll tell you right now.
Sliver Overlord, I know, is not.
No.
Is not. So
because see, Overlord is the one that's like pay 3, get a sliver to your hand, right?
I thought that was the one that makes slivers indestructible.
I don't know. Oh no, because I remember playing against Torsten. So yeah.
So Torsten had me at, I think 3.
Then he had Hive Lord, because Overlord is the one that tutors.
Okay, then he had Hive Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had me down to like 3 or something, and I had Muldrotha out on the field, and I didn't want Muldrotha to die because like that's like the key part of the day.
Yeah, because then like your entire deck doesn't function anymore.
Yeah, and then I draw my card for turn, and I see that it's Spore Frog.
Spore Frog. What a magic. Who knew that just putting a fog effect on a creature would be so funny?
Literally one of my favorite cards in all of Magic the Gathering. 1 mana, 1 green for a frog, for a 1/1 frog that says sacrifice it, fog.
Like,
and so I would play Spore Frog, and he's like, "Oh, that's not that good of a card."
Oh.
And then I said, "Oh, really?" And then he goes, "Swing all." I say, "I sack the frog." He's like, "Okay." None of that goes through Torsten. He goes, "Okay. Well, I'll just swing next turn." I said, "Okay."
Okay, go to my turn?
Go to my turn, play the frog. And then he said, "Oh."
I mean, you know the 2 best cards, like 2 of the best cards for Marinar?
Mm-mm.
Phyrexian Obliterator and Spore Frog.
Yeah.
Like, Spore Frog is just so good.
And then another one of my favorite cards that I don't even have for Muldrotha, but I want to put Muldrotha so bad, is Smokestack.
Smokestack is just... That's gross. Like, that's gross. I had Smokestack in 1 deck, Garrett. Only 1. Okay?
Yeah.
And that was Turgid.
Yeah.
And I'll be fair, that's even more gross. Because I get the permanents they sack.
Yeah.
So I don't have the downside. But I was aware that was gross.
I'm aware that Smokestack's gross. See, what I do is I have every type of permanent on the board, have it at 5. Just sack each one of each permanent.
And then you just...
And then I play it all again.
It's gross, though. I hate you. Yeah, because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sack. I was at 5. I'll sack Smokestack. All right, here, I'll replay the Smokestack.
Yeah,
I hate you.
Yeah, and then like cards like Gravebreaker, is it Lima or
Gravebreaker Lamia?
Lamia, makes everything 1 less to cast from your graveyard, and you tutor for a card and put it in your graveyard.
So it's like, oh, here's this 3-mana Smokestack.
Yeah, and with Muldrotha, if you don't have like 11 lands by turn 4, you're not playing the deck right.
It's like, no, because it's not Sultai Landfall, dude. Like. Chill.
Well, I know it's not Sultai Landfall, but the reason that I usually have, literally my last game with Muldrotha, not my last game, but one of my last games that I played with my Muldrotha deck, I dead ass had 11 lands by turn 4. And played Ulamog.
You didn't, though.
No, I played with my brother.
11? There's no way you had 11 by turn 4.
I don't think it was... It might not have been exactly 11, but I had enough to play Ulamog. And then some other stuff. So it might not have just been all lands. It could have been mana rocks and...
I'd probably should have dorks and rocks.
Yeah.
Because then that's believable. That's believable.
If you don't have 11 mana by like turn 4, you're not like...
Muldrotha is not the max potential it can be.
Yeah. Because if you just... It's like, oh, I drew Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. I'm going to play it.
I mean,
you're going to cry.
I can't say much about like one of your favorite cards being Smokestack, because like my favorite card's Doomsday.
Yeah, Doomsday's funny though.
No,
Smokestack's not funny.
No, Doomsday isn't that funny. Here's what's funny about Doomsday.
World Fires are one of my favorite cards too.
I'll cut you. I'll cut you right now. Because there's at least Doomsday like wins me the game.
Yeah.
World of Fire just says we are all going to be in pain now. Like, stop.
World Fire bolt somebody.
You can't do that.
Why? Because
you discard your hand.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you, on your next turn, you draw a bolt, you bolt somebody.
No, because you have to have mana then.
That's true, because it destroys all
lands.
No. It destroys all lands.
It exiles all permanents.
And then puts everything at 1.
Yeah, everything's at 1, so, like, you can't even gut shot someone.
It's funny, though.
See, there's like a funny, like, little combo I discovered with World Fire, though.
Yeah.
So you play the big 6-mana Chandra from M19.
Yeah.
Because you know what her +1 is?
What?
Each opponent gets an emblem that says on your upkeep you take 1. So you play that, and the next turn you play World Fire. and you then pass turn, and you then win the game. Because they all lose on their upkeep.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
So unless you can't get rid of emblems, period.
Yeah, no, emblems stay. Like that's the whole point of emblems, is that like they just stay forever. Yeah.
I remember one time, I think you were playing Cass, and I was playing Niv Mizzet, and you played Chandra.
On like turn 2, because I got the turn 1 Soul Ring. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you ulted Chandra. What Chandra was it?
Torch of Defiance.
Yeah, and then you ulted her. And so anytime you played a spell,
You just took 5, bro.
I took 5. So and there just wasn't anything I could do about it.
It was like, yeah, okay, here is Pirate Ritual. Take 5, crash through, take 5, crash out my graveyard, take 5.
Yeah,
It was the big funny.
it was very, very funny.
I know I laughed.
I was crying, but
So like the reason
I have another reason that I really like Muldrotha though, and this is like why Muldrotha is my favorite commander, is because you just get to play good cards.
I mean, yeah, because like you just get to like pick good permanents and put them in a Sultai deck.
Yeah, and like you don't have to have any instants or sorceries if you don't want to. You just have all permanents. Like I have maybe like 2 instants and sorceries in Muldrotha.
Yeah, no, because remember we went through and we turned it down to like 5.
Yeah.
But still, that's 5.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of ridiculous. But like the reason Doomsday is here's what makes Doomsday a funny card in Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
It's a card. Mind's Desire is a card that exists.
Yeah.
And the reason I think that's funny is because you go, all right, Doomsday is your fourth spell that turn. You get whatever dumb pile you get to win the game, and then you go Mind's Desire on 5, and you just storm and play your entire pile for free.
Yeah.
Like, that's just funny to me.
Yeah.
But like, we've talked about like a lot of cards and decks we've really really liked. What are some like cards and decks you've hated playing? Like decks you've personally played that you just didn't like, or cards you just personally hate?
I mean, I don't have any decks that I personally have played that I didn't enjoy playing, because I pretty much enjoy everything. But the most annoying deck that I have ever played against was when I played against Kenny. No, it wasn't Kenny, it was Luke. It's when Luke had Urza. Urza...
You can stop there. Like,
yeah, Urza stacks.
Like, you don't have to explain anything else. You just know, like you could said Meter Tribal Urza, and it would have been like, yeah, it makes sense.
No. Mere Tribal Urza, Luke also had that for a while, I'm pretty sure.
No, it wasn't Mirror Tribal. He just happened to have a bunch of mirrors, because you can go in that deck. You can go infinite with Mirror Battlesphere and Deadeye.
Yeah.
Because you can make infinite mirrors and make infinite mana, then play your deck.
Yep.
Like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
See, where I've built so many decks, it's like you've built what, like 4 decks?
5.
5?
6 if you count all the ones that are on Untap.
No. I mean, like in paper.
Oh, I've built 4.
Yeah, I thought so. Built like 4 decks.
Yeah.
I've built too many to count, because I've ripped them apart. A deck that I can like confidently say that I didn't really like was my CDH deck, if it was Vannifar.
Prime Speaker Vannifar.
Prime Speaker Vannifar, yeah. But because like that deck for CDH is just boring.
Yeah.
Like, I guess if you had her like as a commander and you use her like as a birthing pod to get value, like it could be fun.
Yeah.
But when you play her CDH, it's just the most boring game ever, because here's what you do. You get Intruder Alarm, and then you go, okay, I'm going to play Vannifar and equip Lightning Greaves to her on turn 4. I'm then going to tap and sack my Mana Dork. The next 5 creatures I get don't matter, because they all untap Vannifar. I get Protean Hulk, get my line, and win the game.
Yeah.
And, like, listen, I love CDH. I like doing dumb bullshit. Like, I think Constellation should be banned. I'll play the fuck out of it until it does. But just, like, tapping your commander and winning the game immediately is just... not fun even for me, and I like free wins. They're funny. They're cool sometimes. Vanifar is too free. But Gary, I can tell you what card I hate more than any card.
Oh,
I know. And you know what it is.
I know exactly what.
Perplexing Chimera.
I need to buy one. I legitimately need to buy one from Muldrotha.
Cool. You mean you can do that, and then I can stab you. So
because the funny thing is if somebody else kills it and it's still on somebody else's board, it comes back to my graveyard and I just play it again.
Yeah, I know. So know that if you buy a Perplexing Chimera, you get a free stab wound.
I mean, I'll take it.
I hate that. The card is just annoying. It's not even that good. It just pisses me off.
You can make counterspells fizzle, and it's very funny.
Shut up. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about counterspells fizzling.
Yeah, no. I remember because I did that to Noah once, and he was like, "You can't do that." And then we looked up.
Oh yeah,
rules.
because every time we play with Noah, we have to look up rules because he can't play a normal deck to save his life.
Yeah. And I was playing Muldrotha.
Yeah.
No, I was playing Niv Mizzet. I had Perplexing
Chimera.
I
forgot you had it in an early build of Niv Mizzet. That's disgusting. Because I hate the card, but if it's in Muldrotha, it makes sense.
No, I had it in Niv Mizzet because I could make spells fizzle and change targets for spells. So if there was if somebody played, say if I had it on the field and I play Omniscience and somebody tries to cancel my Omniscience, I just give them the Chimera and then make their counterspell fizzle and I just get Omniscience.
Yeah. Because I remember you did that and we had to look up rules and it's oh yeah, you can do that. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Fuck that card.
And that's why I'm putting it in Muldrotha is because I play it on the field. Somebody tries to counter us an Ulamog. I just sack it and then make their counterspell fizzle. Kill it and get it back to my graveyard.
I have 2 copies of Rest in Peace, and I can't use either of them because I don't play white decks.
Yeah,
and it makes me upset because the card's so good, and I just want to fuck Perplexing Chimera because I hate that card. I hate that card.
It's so good.
No, kill yourself.
You know what? One of my least favorite cards in all of Magic the Gathering is, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. What's your Perplexing Chimera, Garrett?
So, I really don't like Path to Exile.
Huh?
And I don't, or Swords to Plowshares.
Why?
And I don't like them for a single reason. And it's because it's 1 mana exile something.
Yeah.
Okay. It would be okay if it were 1 mana kill that creature. So, I play a lot of graveyard decks and things that have to deal with graveyards.
Oh, so it just kind of says, hey, here's a white card, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, here's a white card, you no longer get to play that creature, period. And we're back. Sorry about that. Had an interruption. We're good now.
See, Swords to Plowshare is... The card's kind of dumb. I will be real with you. It's kind of dumb. Swords to Plowshare, it's kind of it is. It's not broken, but card's dumb because when you break it down, it's just 1 white mana, exiles on instant speed, and the drawback is they gain some life.
Yeah.
And that's really not that big of a thing. With Path to Exile, you ramp. So
yeah.
I can get that. To me that's alright, fair magic. But swords? Yeah. I mean it's fair magic. Because it's just been established in the game that's okay. Because also it's white. Honestly, I'm not that upset.
I'm okay. So I'm upset because that says get rid of an Ulamog, get rid of a Kozilek. It says get rid of a commander.
Cool. You know what that makes you? A little loser, man. You can deal with it. Because here's the thing. White has nothing else. White is literally an RPG character that spec'd all of his points into damage. And he has no speed. He has no health regen, no nothing. He can just kill things. and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like, because, like, I think there should be 4 colors. When people say there should be 4 colors in Magic, they usually mean no cut out blue. I mean cut out white.
Yeah.
We cut out the weak, and we let the strong thrive. You know, we don't get no more white cards in sets. We just get more red and blue cards. All right. Actually, no. More red and black cards. You know,
more colorless.
Yeah, honestly, because like, okay, when there's an argument that colorless is better than mono white in Commander, there's a problem.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Yeah, no, mono white just isn't a good color. Like, they just need to make better white cards, and that's just on WotC.
Like, it's a fantastic supporting color.
Oh yes, like Smothering Tithe.
Smothering Tithe, the removal, and board wipes.
Esper Sentinel.
So yeah, so like they're getting there. They're pretty better white cards. Like Esper Sentinel is like a white card that does draw cards, which is kind of weird, but like the way it draws cards makes sense.
And then there's cards like Opal Leech.
Okay, that card's old though.
I know, but there's still cards like Opal Leech that are being printed now.
No, there's no card like Opal Leech for white being printed.
I mean that level of bad.
No.
You wouldn't say that there are cards that are like...
No, they have not printed... Okay, here's the thing about Opal Leech. It wasn't like a bulk common or like uncommon. It was a card printed meant to be good.
Yeah.
They have not printed a card that was meant to be good that has been that bad.
Yeah.
Like, Opal Leech is just... It's funny. It's 2 mana, 1/3 vigilance. That's like...
Pay an extra white mana for literally everything.
Yeah, no, that's garbage. Now, like, 2 mana, 1/3 vigilance, that would be, like, pretty solid, like, draft.
Yeah.
And, like, so, yeah. Everywhere else, no, that's unplayable doo-doo garbage. And then you give it a drawback, and it's really funny.
Yep.
See, what makes me laugh is the green leech was, like, one of the best creatures at the time.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a Pro Tour play. Because it was a 4 mana 5/5. And the extra green pip didn't matter because you were green, so you're ramping all the time. So
yep.
It didn't really matter. And I think that's funny.
And that's another thing about white, is you play mono white, you're not going to ramp very quickly.
I mean, you can play Seeker of the Accord. You can play the 1/2 mana knight that does it.
And then you have, but like in like blue doesn't ramp very well either. But you draw so many cards, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you just get to do things on your turn. Still white, you just get to cry.
You get to exile something and then cry.
Yeah, that's why there's...
Exile something, play an angel, cry.
That's why there's 3 mono white CDH decks.
Yeah, and then it's inverse black.
And also, like...
Maybe that's why black's so good, is because white's just shit.
Well, there's 3 CDH decks for white. Okay. It's only 4 for black. So, in terms of CDH, we're not doing too much better.
No.
Because,
I mean, just terms of cards.
Cards, yeah, because, like, the high end of white is, like, Teshar and Heliod. Because Teshar is do dumb bullshit artifact combo loop and win the game that way. It's like, it's pretty much a colorless deck with some white spray paint on it. Yeah. Heliod is just stacks. Yep. Until I get Walking Ballista or Triskelion, and then I win the game that way. Yeah. The high end of black is Yawgmoth and then Crick. Yep.
Both Phyrexian.
Yes. Both Phyrexian.
Is Yawgmoth got the thing for
Yes, he's been rotted.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure, because like that would make sense to me. Yeah, no, I remember I thought about buying him for my Morphon deck, and then I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Because he technically is the first Phyrexian.
Technically, yes. Okay, I saw Crick spoiled as like a mono-colored commander in a commander deck. I looked at that and knew it would be broken because I saw Phyrexian. Like, I didn't even read the card. I just saw 4. I didn't read what the card did. I just saw the mana cost. I saw 4 and then 3 black Phyrexian. I looked at that and went, oh dear God, I don't care what this card does. It's probably busted. Yep. And then I read what the card did, and I was absolutely correct. Yep. So, The three most busted mechanics of all time are Storm, Dredge, and Phyrexian Mana. And they're like, let's make a commander that gives like not just cards, abilities, Phyrexian Mana, and see what happens. Because here's the thing about Crick is like there's a lot of bad cards that ran in Crick. Do you know why?
Because they're good and quick.
Because they all a lot of these bad cards have cycling for 1 black mana.
Yep.
So in Crick that just reads uncounterable Get Probe.
Yep.
That I can do on your end step.
Yep.
Like, whew. And then you can play Doomsday for free in that deck too.
Yep.
Which is not okay in any sense of like the imagination.
What's your favorite not okay interaction in Magic?
My favorite not okay interaction?
And I probably know the answer to this question.
I mean, it's Oracle.
So when a fish talks to a demon, it's real funny.
Like, dude, okay. Like I said earlier, I think Demonic Consultation should be banned. I'll play the fuck out of it until it's banned, though. Because like my fish, you can play Foss's Oracle in like a mono blue devotion deck and it not be busted. You can play it in like other decks, just draw all the cards as like another Latman effect. You cannot play Demonic Consultation in a non-broken fashion. Because you're playing it for one of two reasons. You're either doing the Oracle Consultation combo or you're using it as a tutor.
Yep.
Because you go, oh, I have one of the 2 card combos, Consultation. Cool, it wasn't in this top 6, I'm going to go find it and win the game immediately. Yep. Like, at least with Tainted Pact, there's restrictions to how you build your deck. Because, like, Tainted Pact decks, if they don't have all the Moxen that, like, make any color of mana, Blood Moon shits on them. Absolutely shits on them. And with Constellation, you don't lose anything by running it. There's no restriction. You can just throw it. Like, Noah made a joke about playing Tiny Leaders. Do you know what Tiny Leaders is, Garrett?
I'm pretty sure it is. Isn't it non-legendary?
No. Every single card has to be 3 CMC or less.
Ah.
All of them. Sig River Guide.
Uh-huh.
No, Sig Cutthroat. I was like, oh, I can put Foss's Oracle and Consultation in it. Because, like, you can just, like, when you have a Tiny Leaders deck, BCDH, and that Tiny Leaders deck is Sig, just for colors. It's the same like Doomsday Zer was, like, the first broken deck. The deck didn't play Zer. It just used Esper colors.
Yep.
And that was it. So, like...
When you have a combat... When the goodness of a deck is reliant just on good cards in those colors and how they combine with each other, that means you've done something wrong. And I'm talking directly to you, Watsy.
Like, every single Esper commander, period, can be CDH. Because you just run the Doomsday Zer list.
Yep.
And then you go, boop.
Yep.
Like, it's dumb. It's stupid.
Yep. And then we have cards that are like 5 mana, 4/4, do nothing. Legendary creature.
Because Legends was a set.
Yeah.
And that's, like, rough. But, like, it gave us the Elder Dragons, which were badass. And then it gave us Elder Dragon Highlander.
Yep.
And then that gave us Commander. And so, like, we pay homage to...
Noah tried to argue with me that some of the I was like, no, the first commanders were the Elder Dragons. And he was like, no, they weren't.
I mean, they weren't the first legendary creatures, but...
Yeah, I know they weren't the first. He said the first commanders.
That's probably I thought you meant. More than likely.
Yeah, no. His brain's small.
His brain fluctuates between having many folds and being smooth. They flap and unflap. So look, what are some decks that like you still want to build?
So a deck that I really want to build is I just want to build a really nice casual deck. Go back to the early days when we were just playing at Time Warp and We didn't have combos. That wasn't like a thought in our head. We would just play nice decks that had good interaction and good, like, board states that didn't... It was just like counterspell, 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 counterspell. I want to build Geshaft. Dinosaurs.
Yeah, man, next week. Like,
yeah, like,
I'm not gonna argue. Like, is that like dinosaurs can't be like a competitive deck,
and I don't want it to be,
but like it's fun.
It's just, I can put, I could put the Polyraptor combo in there.
You could,
but am I going to? No.
Yeah, but it's a fun deck. I've seen it played. You just go, cool. I hit you for 7 or you're top 7. Cool. I got 5 dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's better when you get Zakama, because then you go, oh, here's this 9-man dinosaur, and then just sell magic card.
Yeah, it's just like,
I mean, to be fair, if they would have fucked up a 3-headed T-Rex, I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
I remember one of my first decks I ever built on Arena was when Ixalan was still in Standard.
God.
And it was Dinosaur Tribal. And it was so fun to play, because I'd just be like... And I called it Big Angry Lizards. And it was Gruul. And I would just be like, okay, here's a dinosaur. All of my dinosaurs have trample. You are dead now.
See... I did the Rivals of Ixalan pre-release, and my kit kind of fire for one main reason. So I had Jeskai dinosaurs built.
Okay.
Mainly because I just had some good red-white stuff, and then my promo's Protein Raider.
Yeah.
That had, if you attacked and then played it, if you attacked a creature that turn and you played it, you copied a creature. Like, that's pretty sweet. So I pulled Trapjaw Tyrant. It's a 3 and 2 white for a 5/5 T-Rex, pretty much.
Yeah.
Had Enraged. Do you remember what the Enraged trigger is on Trapjaw Tyrants?
I do not.
Exile that creature until Trapjaw Tyrant leaves the battlefield.
For every Enraged trigger.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
That's really good.
Here's why it's even more sweet. There was like a 2-mana crown that gave a enchanted creature +3/+1. No, +3/+0. And then when you equipped it, and then when you enchanted it, it dealt 1 damage. So it'd be like, alright. First main. Equip the crown. Trigger. Exile your only blocker. Swing 8. And it would just... I felt bad for him. I really did.
And that happens a lot when I play Magic, is when my deck's power level is like 1,000 times better than somebody else's, and I don't know that their deck isn't as good as mine.
Well, to be fair, you also play multiple the stacks.
That's true. I'm talking about Nib Mizzet specifically.
Okay.
So like when someone says, "Oh yeah, my deck CDH," and I'm like, "Oh, all right, yeah," and then I pull out Nib Mizzet, and then I just draw 50 cards in one turn and then kill them without even comboing off.
Yeah. You have that on the big jobs.
Yep. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. And then especially some of the people we play with at Traders is just, they just complain. And I'm like, well, build better decks. Like, and
okay, Garrett, be careful though. Because now, you sound like Kenny.
Well, okay. So there's difference between not having the money and building and being able to build a good deck, and just because, like, you can build cheap CDH decks and then be really, really good.
Yeah, but like no one wants to do that.
But not everyone wants to do that. And there's also that lack of communication between, like, oh yeah, my deck CDH, and then you telling me that, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play my CDH deck.
I think you just need to have better rules of your conversations. I've never once had that problem.
I mean,
Garrett, I think you just suck at communicating.
you may be onto something there. But
yeah.
Rule Zero conversations are very important, and I don't think people have them enough because there have been times where people are like, what's the power level? And then they're like, oh, what's the best deck you got? And then I pull out a CDH deck, and then they're like, oh.
Yeah. So, like, CDH is my preferred way to play Magic because, I just want to play Legacy but can't.
Yeah.
And I think the Rule Zero conversations are super important because, like, pub stomping
is not okay.
No, like, if you pub stomp, like, if you see someone has, like, Dinosaur Tribal and, like, I don't know, just, like, other, like, commanders that you can look at and go, those aren't, like...
That's not something that
like,
you can...
If you're, like, either someone with no life, like me,
yeah,
or you're an adult that's been playing for a while, or you're an older adult, I forget I'm technically an adult now, it sucks. And you see, like, a bunch of high school kids that, like... got some good packs together and maybe spent like $30 in singles on their commander deck, and you go, hey, here's this like Godo deck, this Treasonous Ogre, and like the fast mana rocks I'm gonna win turn 2. If you like sit down and knowingly do that, I'm like that's not cool, because then you make people want to not play the game.
Yeah, but
that's why I stopped only having CDH decks.
Yeah,
because if you only have CDH, people just don't want to play the game, and that hurts the game.
And another thing you have to, like, a lot of people don't take into consideration is when you build a deck, you have to make sure that other people are going to have fun and be able to stop it. Because, like, I know I play Muldrotha stacks, right? Like, I'm already the lowest level of human being possible.
Yeah.
Because I play Muldrotha stacks.
Yeah.
But... with Muldrotha stacks, it's all permanents. You can get rid of permanents. You can make Muldrotha cost 12 mana.
And then you can't play a graveyard at that point. Because you pay 12 mana when you, like, it's not realistic because you just pass your turn by play one card that is. And
then somebody just kills it again, and then now it's 14 mana.
And now you can't even play it, and now you're like, this sucks, bud.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, I've intentionally, like, played Lord of Windgrace, and like which in the early game I've intentionally not gotten when I play trap rotation, like turn 3, turn 4. I've intentionally been like, you know what, I'm not gonna go get strip mine because everyone just has like command tower and like basics.
Yeah.
And like this isn't that kind of game.
Yeah.
Now there are some times where it is that kind of game, and it's like, all right, strip mine, turn 3, turn 4, pay 3 mana, drop the either Crucible of Worlds or Roundup Excavator, and you start strip mining people. Yeah. If it's that kind of game, go for it. If it's not that kind of game, don't do that.
Yeah.
There's one exception, though, to that rule. If it's really funny.
Yeah.
There's the one, because, like...
if it's your friends, and you know that you can do that to them, and they'd be okay with it, do it. It's funny.
Oh, no. I didn't even do that. This guy wasn't even like a close friend of mine. I barely knew this guy, and I did something really mean to him.
I don't know if that's okay.
Oh no, it definitely wasn't, because it was when I had Rook Thar built for the first time.
I hate you.
It was when I had Rook Thar built the first time. It had all the mean cards in it.
Yeah.
He was playing some mono green elf deck, right? He had 1 land in hand, but he had a Wild Growth. So he goes, all right, turn 1 forest, Wild Growth it, and I go, it's pretty cool. Cool. Strip mine your forest. And he goes, Are you serious right now? I go, yeah. Do you really want to play that game? And I go, yes. Because I'm like, lol, get wrecked, loser.
Did you win that game?
I can't remember. Because here's what I do. Because for once in Magic, I felt bad.
Yeah.
Because it made it back to his turn. He goes, draw, pass. And I go, oh, that was your only land. And I strip mined it. Oh.
Oh no.
My bad. No, the guy goes to traders, goes to the shop still. So I talked to him, I still play Magic with him, and we laugh about it now. By the time it was like, oh wow, that was a little mean for me, goddamn.
Yeah.
But there are 2 decks I want to build right now. Well, 1.5, because I just need to finish Morphon for Phyrexians. Because I love the fact that I'm having a deck that exists because of a technicality.
Phyrexian is on some cards.
No, the name.
No. On the new.
Oh yeah, they know because they just had a new pro for Worm Coil.
Yeah.
Because they did store champs.
And on the new Voringplex it says Phyrexian Praetor.
It does. I forget that. Yeah.
But you're not gonna have any of those cards in it. It's just.
I don't know. I have the new Voringplex in it.
You have the new Voringplex in it?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's gonna be the one card.
It's gonna be the one card that actually has Phyrexian, that has Phyrexian in the creature type. Yeah, I don't think I've told you about this deck. I told Noah about it because I had the idea, like 3 a.m. and it was Narset Super Friends.
Explain.
So you know Narset, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Like for 3 Jeskai for like a 3/2, I think.
Yeah.
First strike hexproof when she attacks, she exile top 4, and you can play knock your spells to the end of the turn.
Yes.
You know, normally how you build that deck is you go extra turns, extra combat, Armageddon, just kill people that way. Planeswalkers are creatures, bro. So if I swing and I go, alright, here's this Chandra, I play the Chandra for free. Just fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
The deck wouldn't be that good.
It'd be fun.
It'd be fun. I mean, it would be powerful, definitely, because I'm playing Planeswalkers for free.
Yeah.
The vulnerability of Planeswalkers is that you pay the cost for them. They do their thing like an enchantment.
Remember,
and then you have to like pray that you're not open enough for people to get through with attackers, or people don't just have like Dreadbore and just kill it.
I remember when we first started playing Magic. This is off topic, but I remember, speaking of Planeswalkers, remember when we first started playing Magic, we went into Time Warp, and we saw a Jace the Mind Sculptor.
I man, that card's $50.
And at the time,
because it was banned in Modern. No, because it was banned in Modern.
No, this is when it was unbanned in Modern. This is right when it got unbanned.
Oh yeah, when it first got unbanned.
Yeah,
and the foil was 200.
Yeah, and it shot up.
Yeah.
And we looked at it, and then we looked at the alt.
Yeah.
Just exile target player's library, and we were like, "Whoa! What the?"
Just absolutely flabbergasted
by exiling somebody's entire library.
Yeah.
And now you can just now we play CDH, and we're just like, oh, that's something funny I can do on my turn, and then do other things.
I mean, yeah. And like, here's what I didn't realize I started playing Modern is that the other 3 abilities on Jason Mind Sculptor are all fantastic still.
Yep.
Because like Brainstorm's not legal in Modern, so like formatted Brainstorm isn't the best. But here's the thing about Jason Mind Sculptor in Modern. I know this isn't Commander, but if you play him when you're behind, you go, all right, -1 bouncer thing or 0 dig for an answer. If you're ahead, you just start fate sealing your opponent. You +2 fate seal your opponent. They don't draw anything useful for the rest of the game. Then you go, okay, here's this ult.
Speaking of drawing,
but back to Commander.
Yeah, back to Commander. Speaking of not drawing anything for the rest of the game, one of my favorite cards, and I know this is an earlier topic, but one of my favorite cards of all time is Zer's Weirding.
The card.
Because
I have mixed emotions about that card.
Yeah, because when I play it in Muldrotha stacks, somebody pays 2 for one of my things, it goes to the graveyard. I play it anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You're just paying 2 life to do nothing, essentially.
See, like, the funny thing is, I vividly remember I was playing Ayula, doing some bear stuff. I went to Soul's Majesty to draw 7 cards. And then Noah goes, I'll pay 14 life. And I go, bruh, dude, please, I have 3 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to me?
And it's even funnier because it just adds more interaction to the board. Other players can do it to other players. It's not just between me and some one specific target.
You know what card I miss?
Huh?
I miss Hull Breacher, bro.
Hull Breacher?
I miss Hull Breacher.
Hull Breacher was good. Free Hull Breacher.
Free Hull Breacher.
This is a free Hull Breacher zone. If you do not agree with us, get out.
Free Hull Breacher. Dude. The card was so good. The card was gas.
It was.
Like, but I get why it was broken. I do. I can understand it. I'm upset. Like, first I was like, that card shouldn't be banned, blah, blah. And now I'm like, I'm upset that it was banned. I am. But I understand.
Yeah.
Because I gave the example, because I was talking to Lane about this. The old wise sage. I say old, he's like 30.
Yeah. That's older than us.
That is. Lane was like, all right. It's like, you think he's like, you say there are worse cards? And I go, yeah. And he goes, all right, name worse cards. And I go, Change of Mastophanes. Change of Mastophanes is a more impressive card than that. And he goes, think about those two cards and why Chains isn't banned and Hullbreacher is. And then on me. Because Hullbreacher was in a commander set that like a bajillion people opened. A lot of.
Yep.
Chains is this random like 4 or 5 mana enchantment from Legends that got printed one time. It was like $1,300.
Yep.
So like no one plays that card. People were playing Hullbreacher. It was a more problem. I get it. I do. I'm still gonna be sad about it. You know what ban? You know what ban should have happened? You know what ban should have never happened? And I will die on this hill.
Golos?
Golos, yes, exactly.
I agree with you. Golos is...
Like, Golos... He didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve the banhammer. He did not.
No. Golos, I don't even understand that. Because, like, there are so many other, like, cards that you can have in a deck, even as your commander, that are 1,000 times worse than that.
Like, the reason they decided it was where he was 5 mana, and he also tutored a land. You were basically, like, cheating one off his commander attacks. And I get it, and the ability to place, like, 20 mana of stuff for free was just like, yeah. But you can also pay 14 mana and hit 6 lands.
Yeah.
Like, I think the rules committee was looking too much at the high end of Golos and not enough at the majority of people playing it.
Yeah.
Like, Bill had Golos Shrines.
Yeah.
That was sweet. Wasn't strong, but it was sweet. Like, there were so many ways you could build him because he was 5 color, so you could just have stuff in him. Like, you could do like extra turns and like all that dumb stuff, but like, at the end of the day, he was a fun commander to build.
Yeah.
And sad to see him go. So long, Space Cowboy.
I honestly think he'll get unbanned at some point.
I'd like to make myself believe. Yeah. The ban list, everything else I pretty much agree with. Like, I get. Like, I pulled a Braids from MH2. So, like, I want Braids to be unbanned. That would be dumb, though. Because if you, like, turn 1 Braids, no one gets to play the game.
Yeah.
And that's not cool. No. There's one card I think should be unbanned.
Hullbreacher.
Besides...
Hullbreacher.
No. This is one that's been on the ban list since we started playing the game.
Really?
Yeah.
What card is that?
Balance.
I'm not sure I'm familiar.
Balance is 1 white for sorcery. In layman's terms, whoever has the lowest amount of cards in hand, lands, and creatures, everyone sacks and discards down to that.
That's not that bad.
No, wrong. That card's like...
Why is that banned?
Because it's a good white card. And, like, we can't have nice things. Because, like, would that card be, like, really dumb?
Is it banned in Commander?
Yes. Will that card be dumb in, like, some decks? Yeah. I think it would be. I don't think it's ban-worthy, though.
No, definitely not.
Because also, I'm also just kind of personally salty, because, you know me, I'm a very weak-willed man when it comes to Magic the Gathering products.
Yeah.
And, Time Warp, Earl had Eternal Masters Pack for $25.
Yeah.
So I was like, $25 Force of Will? Because this was before Double Masters.
Yeah.
So I was like, $25 Force of Will? And I got a Mythic. I was like, Mythic? And then I saw it was white, and I was like, wait, what? And then I saw it was Balance.
And then you cried.
And then I cried. Like, I was like, It was like when I got my Iconic Masters box, and it was just banger after banger, and I saw Green Mythic, thought it was Warnclax, and thought it was Channel.
Yeah.
Like, I cried. I did.
Channel's just a good card. Do I understand why it's banned? Yes.
No, if I hear one person be like, we should unban Channel, I'm going to slap them.
Yeah.
Because we played it. Because before we like knew there was a ban list, we played with Profit Crew Fix and we played with Channel. And no.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say no.
Because it's like...
Like, I don't want to think of like... It's like, here is like the least broken that Channel is. The least broken that Channel is 2 mana, play every artifact in your hand.
Yeah.
No. Or like 2 mana, play a Titan. And with like Lotus Petal and just like Moxen, you can Channel turn 1.
Yeah, especially in like Commander, you like if I were to put it in Muldrotha.
I would backhand you because you'd be like, okay, I go turn 1,
40.
Land of Werewolves, and then I go turn 2.
Channel.
Pay 2, Channel, Ulamog.
Yeah.
Exile your land and the rock you played. And then I go, huh. Cool, game 2.
Yeah.
Like, you don't beat that.
You really, really don't. It's...
I think we stop there on the channel, I think.
Really?
I do.
We never talked about the end of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, we didn't. Well, if you're still here, and you didn't tab out because you think we're bumbling idiots, which if you thought that, you'd be correct.
Yeah.
If you're still here, you listen to the whole thing, thank you for listening to the first episode of the Big Mana Academy. Where this is not going to be a regularly scheduled program, so
No.
we'll kind of upload when we can, when we feel like it, unless we get death threats from this. In that case, we will upload more of them.
Yeah, frequently. Give me a reason to... Never mind, not going to say that.
Yeah, so thank you for listening. Have a good day, /E.